Hi, I'm Josh Rohrscheib. I'm a personal injury lawyer, and I'm also a dad, and I'd like to share some bicycle safety tips with you for your children. So first, you want to always make sure that your kids have a bike helmet and one that fits properly. My son recently outgrew his bike helmet. We just got him a new one, and now he's ready to go. But it's amazing how fast our kids grow and how quickly they can outgrow bike helmets. But you always want to make sure that's kept up to date and that it's a ironclad rule that they don't get on their bicycle without a bike helmet. Second, you want to avoid kids riding distracted. So I'd encourage you not to let your kids use headphones or earbuds or even just one earbud or use their cell phones in any way while they're riding their bicycle. That's just a recipe for disaster. Next, I'd encourage you to ride with your children, teach them about the rules of the road, teach them about bicycle safety. But also be sure that in addition to the instruction you're providing, that you're setting the example of a rider who practices safe riding techniques and pays close attention and is very mindful and defensive and cautious as a rider. Too often, I'm guilty of this myself, kind of a do as I say, not as I do set of things, and your kids will be keeping a close eye on you, and so you'll want to adapt the practices and the safety habits that you're recommending to your kids, and be sure to model those for them. Next, whenever there's a bike lane available, use the bike lane. Also, in some jurisdictions, younger kids are permitted to ride on sidewalks. You can find out what the rules are in your own city or town. And if that's not permissible and bike lanes aren't available, then teach your kids to ride with the flow of traffic. Another important tip that, frankly, I've been working on with my son is to always be sure that your kids watch for cars, not only when they get to intersections, but as they're approaching driveways. You never want to have a situation where your kid's riding on a sidewalk or on a street and they don't realize that someone's in a car and that car backs out in front of them or hits them. That can be very dangerous. So you want to teach your kids to be really alert to cars and driveways and garages that could be opening up ahead of them, and just to be on guard for that. Finally, another rule that may seem unreasonably restrictive to some kids, but it's a good idea to restrict your kids and not let them ride after it starts to get dark or when it's dark. Most of the very serious car versus bicycle accidents we see happen after dark or at dusk or between the hours of 6 and 9. So generally, if you want to keep your kids as safe as possible, it's a good idea to restrict them and not let them ride after a certain time, just to keep them safe when cars are less likely to see them. Well, hey, I hope these tips are helpful. If you have any questions about bike accident claims or personal injury cases, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Thanks.